Germania, 1918. 4. 4 long years on Damen Malice bent, to shake a world and burn a continent. See the mad Goth each impious boast recall, and start in terror at his coming fall. How late the day when big with martial pride, the ravening beast the peaceful earth defied. Sure of his skill, contemptuous of his foe, inspired by counsel from the pit below, by laws unhindered and by rights unchecked, with slaves to fight and madmen to direct, the savage, thirsty for accustomed gore, burst from his lair as many a time before. So swarmed his Cimbrian fathers on the plain, where Marius only could their force restrain. So Ariovistus, merciless and bold, spread havoc till by Khazar's might controlled. So the cursed Alaric, a mournful fate, brought on the weak, declining Roman state. So in each age the German wolf we find, the spoiler, scourge, and terror of mankind. In evil pomp, dark Wilhelm's form discern, resolved the weakening nations to overturn. Close by his side his chinless princeling sits, as rich in arrogance, as poor in wits. Around the two a herd, obsequious throng, flatters in folly, counselors in wrong, agreed on crime, the knavish train essay, to wake the horrors of a former day. O'er Belgian ground the noisome rabble spread, murder and arson in their hated tread. Gallia's fair meads the bestial presence feel, and helpless children know the wanton steel. Steeples and towers, mute suppliants to the sky, for sport are leveled as the friends march by. Heavens and sea, unwanted by evil bear, and anguished earth bewails her thickening care. Meanwhile, the sufferers brave through all their woes in Saxon valor, every hope repose. A Roman power in British blood perceive, the strong to crush, the humble to relieve. Britannia hears the call and proudly wields her arms victorious on 1,000 fields. New Marlboroughs rise, and o'er the troubled main pour the stout heirs of many a bright campaign. Thus, as of old, we see our valiant line, a planet's savior and a force divine. The Goth, incensed, delivers blow for blow, and justice, conscious of an ancient foe, preserves his boldness, as his elders tell, how Varus perished, and how Cassius fell. Plots and intrigues and evil aid afford, and treachery upholds the German sword. The fickle Russian, helpless, quits the fray. Ausonia's frightened legions stand at bay. Teutonic might on every tongue resounds, whilst red Germania swells beyond her bounds. Through Dacian lands the empire is increased, and stretches threatening to the mystic east. Wild Scythian wastes endure the anarch flame, and barbarous regions ring with Wilhelm's name. Thus Europe trembles till from western shores the crowning gift of English freedom pours. Columbia, potent in her Saxon pride, beholds and seeks her laboring mother's side. On every wave Columbian barks appear, and freedom watches with returning cheer. The Goth, unheeding plans continued wrong, and ruthless drags his brutish horde along, when swift and sudden in his wild advance he meets and feels an unfamiliar lance. Yet unbelieving, stolid to the last, he scorns the foe and strives to struggle past. But as he strives, he finds his legions led in paths strategic rather than ahead. Unnumbered victories may his voice proclaim, yet each one takes him back from whence he came. O glorious fortune with parental notes, our Saint Michael, the conquering German gloats, yet strange to say, he gangs his just renown for giving up not capturing the town. Now o'er all the ensanguined field of Mars floats the new banner with its stripes and stars. Unending cohorts crown the plains around, and Gallia smiles for her recovered ground. The baffled savage, burning as he flees, turns pale and shivers for his native glees. Dreads the sure day when Saxon steel shall shine beyond the waters of his sacred Rhine. He knows his doom, what Caesar did before. Foch, Haig, and Pershing can effect once more. How can I sing without Ovidian skill the metamorphosed Goth in time of ill? That sovereign who for nations lately sighed, whines for his stricken land, and chokes his pride. No more he flings his challenge to the air, but begs the indignant foe his race to spare. The injured peaceful monarch fain would know why the cold world dislikes his people so. Let us have peace, to heaven resounds the plea, from lips defiled with all iniquity. Let us converse, those chastened lips implore, and seek our wearied countries to restore. The generous beast a blood-stained paw extends, as a peer permits us to be friends. Yet sad to say, our cynic thought adheres to certain trifles of preceding years. Belgium, despoiled, a moment claims our mind, and scraps of paper leave their doubts behind. Memory, if stretched at times, can even include some ocean past times, which at least were rude. In short, we feel that several things prevent a bartered peace and equal sentiment. Victorious Foch, in whose rare soil unite great Churchill's valor and Eugenio's might, whose art with pride Napoleon's self could scan, well pleased to own thee of his Gallic clan. 'Tis thine the terms of lasting peace to draw, with shot and steel, Germania's chosen law. 'Tis thine, with conquering sword, to fix the fate of guilty princes and an outlawed state. In thy bold ranks the sons of every land soar to new glories at thy wise command. Thou guidest the mighty Breton, proud and free, and the vast Columbia owns a chief in thee. The Nervian hero neath thy banner toils to rob the invader of his precious spoils, whilst Italy, that once the Gaul overthrew, strives neath a Gaul her luster to renew. The wolf is gaunt, his tattered ranks are thin, and burdened with a diamond load of sin. On draws the hour when for each deed of shame his land a curse must pay in death and flame. A broad Britannia checks him on the wave, approaching armies hollow out his grave. Maddened he sees his proud delusion o'er, his ancient splendor to return no more. What he shall be, his will can never guide. For others now his future must decide. Whipped, cowed, degraded, he can only pray, mercy, have mercy, freedom I obey. Beyond the terror, beyond injustice, beyond disorder, beyond imbalance is, or can be, our way. But circumstances may be such that we have to abide.